right. Hopefully, we are live and streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now, actually. We're back tonight for some Cyberpunk Red, my little sitcom slash cyberpunk mashup. And I've affectionately named it Choom. So tonight, our cast of characters, Jameis, who are you playing? And if you have the thought, what actor would be portraying your character?
I'd just like to point out that this sitcom involved a woman killing off a family she kidnapped last time.
Yeah, it does.
Hilarity ensues.
See, the problem is that with modern sitcoms, there's no laugh track in the background when when it's funny and you should be laughing around. See, I need to have a laugh track, and then you'll know it's supposed to be funny.
Anyway, I am playing a character whose name I can't recall right this second. Elena Royklin. She's a tiki person, so a maker. That's her role. She has a pet rat, Sebastian. And she would be played by one Daniela Melchior, because that's where I took the picture from anyway, so it kind of built in.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that person. What have they played in?
She played Ratcatcher in Suicide Squad 2, in the Suicide Squad movie.
Nice. Okay.
Why she has a rat on her shoulder.
Perfect. Richard, introduce your character, and if you have the actor that might best represent them.
Hi there, I am Richard, and I was not here last time. I am playing Laszlo Falcon Sahin, who is the medtech of the group. Keep you alive when you get shot, or, the laughter is too much. I guess I can put you into a coma until that goes away. And I'm not going to tell you what actor represents my person, because I haven't introduced the character in play yet. So you'll find out when I do that.
Perfect. Kelly, you're up next.
Hi, good evening. I'm playing Marius. He's our local net runner, and we haven't done any net running yet. So he has yet to shine, other than maybe getting someone's head blown off last session. But that's, that was last session. So
they deserved it.
Oh, I'm sure they did something to deserve it at some point. So for actors, I guess it would maybe like a younger David Schwimmer, a little more geeky, nerdy would be the one. Not the one from like Band of Brothers, but more Friends.
Perfect. Michael.
Hey, I am playing 40, the rocker boy. If I had to say somebody should be played by, it'd be Ali Gravel Ho. Probably butchered that one. And she's the voice of Moana, but anybody would know her.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that works. And Steven.
Oh, well, I am Steven. Hello, everybody. I'm playing Pinball, the resident solo, and apparently loose cannon, but he's not really that loose. Just got a, literal threat assessment. And just underappreciated. Man, the guy just does not catch a break.
And
yeah?
Go ahead.
As for actor that would play him, there's so many. It's like, who could play Pinball? Well, Pinball's a Turkish guy, so I think somebody of a Middle Eastern descent would probably be best. But the only guy who springs to mind is like Kumail Nanjiani, especially after he got bulked up.
Cool. I was gonna say, so I'm trying to find an NPC trope for each of your characters, something that seems to always happen around your characters when other non-players are involved. And I think for Pinball, I found it last time. People are just going to stop what they're doing, look at you, and just say, "Are you okay?" That's going to be your thing. That's
underappreciated, very much. He does not like this.
All right,
he's just misunderstood.
These are going to be fairly episodic, although occasionally we will run into a night where we don't resolve whatever it is we're doing in the same night. So last session, as it ended with the non-explosion, with the rat diffusing the bomb in the car, that was the episode. So we're going to pick up next day, and we're going to introduce Laszlo. And Laszlo's being introduced as he was gone last session because as a med tech, he works for some shady companies that don't always pay him on time, but it's kind of what he does, and he kind of loves his work. But this last one actually paid off enough that Laszlo has invested in a nice bit of furniture, a bit of scenery for your coffin hotel. And I got some pictures, by the way, here. Let me share a few things with you folks. This is what your living conditions look like. So these are the coffins that you guys call or have as your rooms. The front is a technical glass that when you have the lights on, you can see through it, but when you have the lights off and turn them off, it becomes opaque. So you do have privacy. They are built like bomb shelters. That's one of the nice things about this coffin hotel. You're pretty secure in there. You know that they can withstand bullet shots directly to the front panel glass and be just fine. Don't ask how you know that. You just know that. So that's where you sleep, and all your private stuff has to fit into that little bit of area. However, you guys also have a shared area that's quite nice. Each of you has brought something that you've picked up and you put out for communal sharing, or just something that doesn't fit in your coffin but you want access to. And right now it's set up to be very nice. You're on the 3rd floor. You've got this bay window where you can look out over the devastated town. You know, if it looked better, it'd be a great view. Right now you basically can just see all the street deals go down from where you are. Lots of seating. There's a little kitchen in the back. Again, one of the differences between the new Cyberpunk Red and Cyberpunk 2020 is people aren't eating kibble and highly engineered and processed foods. Because of how everything kind of failed in the system, people went back to doing a little bit of agriculture. And so rooftop gardens and little pens for people to keep pigs and chickens are a thing. And so actually the quality of food has gotten up there. And so you have a little kitchen. If any of you are either good at cooking or want to become good at cooking, it's there for use. But let's take over with Laszlo, who is stuck between the 1st and 2nd floor as he's trying to maneuver this recently purchased bit of kit up to your 3rd floor loft. And you thought you had the geometry all mapped out and you were pretty sure it was going to fit with a couple of inches to spare, but you find yourself with this nice bit of kit wedged, not quite making it around the corner because, of course, the place doesn't have elevators. So what is the bit of nicety that you thought you'd bring to spruce up the central area?
I have a picture of it. I have done this. I do not know how I can get it.
I think you can share a screen that will show where your picture is, I think is how it'll work.
Worst case, put it on the Discord.
Yeah.
True, but then everybody on the video will not see it. All right.
Yeah, well, Bert can grab it as the other thing from the Discord. So.
All right. Thank you for showing me those tips. I want to show you that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
if I do that, does that work?
Nothing yet, but I see.
StreamYards is sharing a window, it says there.
Oh, maybe I have to let you.
Maybe you have to let
us.
Second. It's a massive statue for some reason that somebody has paid me, and I don't know why they have paid me with this, but hey, that's me. Hi. Yes. No, that's not the one. I can see it. It's another window at the bottom. Do I have to click on it? Nope.
Oh, wait, I see it. Add to stream.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, wow.
That is a giant statue like that. I don't know why people keep calling me Falcon.
So it's like
a name I seem to have picked up from somewhere, and this is the kind of gifts I get.
So it's like a giant Maltese falcon sort of thing?
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So the thing's like 7 feet tall, and the base is a bit larger than you had expected.
That's the one.
All right, there we go. That worked. I just have to reshare my screen after. Hey, we have learned something in StreamYards. Okay. So yeah, you're stuck. So you pull out your what do they call in this game again? They're called personal. They're called pans in Shadowrun. What is your
Agents.
your agent? Okay, so you pull out your agent. Which of your roommates do you call, Laszlo?
Oh, I'm going to call up Pinball because we're related. So
Okay.
I can always rely on family.
All right, Pinball. Your agent showing that you're getting a call from Laszlo. GPS is showing that he's downstairs.
Hello, my brother from another mother. What can Pinball help you with?
Hello there. I am stuck here between the stairs. I cannot get up. This is the one. Yes.
Now
the
we
bounce?
know what
You
character
know who
or
I am.
actor.
And if you, yep, and if you pull out a token, I have even got a vaguely weird cyberpunky version of Peter Lorre that I have as well.
Perfect.
So, yes, I am stuck between the stairs with my latest payment. You can come upstairs and find me, or downstairs, I guess.
Let me see this. I must find out what this is this time. And so Pinball, just straps on just his pistol, going light, uh, and heads on down to the bottom floor. That's the first stairs before Laszlo gave up the ghost and tried to haul it himself.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck between the first and second floor. Some of your other neighbors had just like gone out the windows to get by him.
Haven't actually developed a voice for Pinball yet. Still figuring out. I need to look up Turkish accents, but I'm like, oh, your God, it's amazing.
Thank you. I do not know. It seemed appropriate somehow.
Hey, we gotta get this up to the room. It's got to go in the room, like front hallway.
Well, you pull and I will push, and between us, maybe
All right,
we will get it up.
All right, you're a doctor. It's lift with your back, right?
So do you guys just try to muscle it up?
Of course.
Yes, so yes.
All right. I tell you what.
I got some rope if I need to get it, but
okay. Well, let's have a roll. You guys can both roll separately. And if you've got any kind of skill that would help you in either moving something heavy, if not, it's just going to be your stat.
athletics.
Athletics would be fine.
All right, then I will roll athletics.
Yeah, I guess athletics is the best that I have as well.
Back muscles activate. This is why you called me.
So between the two of you, your calculations weren't wrong, Laszlo. It just required a little bit of manipulation of turning and manipulating the statue. You've got a bare inch to spare, but you are able to finally get it up to the third floor. And you find a nice place.
Pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
Pivot. Which way?
You get this
my left or your
beautiful
right?
Anti-clockwise.
Of a Maltese Falcon now in your loft apartment. All this excitement and all this motion and banging about. You probably destroyed some drywall up on the stairwell coming up, but who hasn't?
Wintershins? Turn wintershins? What's wintershins?
And it's woken up everybody. And so everybody's out in the hallway now, whether you want to be or not. So what we're going to do next, if you look at the main map there in Roll20, your Coffin Hotel is kind of in the middle, and I mapped out a bunch of locations that are within walking distance kind of all around you. I'm going to start, and then if everybody will roll me a d10, we'll go in descending order. You pick one of the other places, and you tell me some information about that place. Okay? So the job fair, I have to pick this one because this is kind of central to my campaign. Got a deck full of cards from the old Cyberpunk CCG that has basically missions. What the job fair is, it's kind of a community outreach thing. They took over this low one-story concrete, very brutalist architecture building, and they've got a bunch of civil servants in there that have legitimate jobs that they're trying to fill for the local populace who are mostly unemployed and just making their way like you are. However, those in the know also know that if you ask the right people at the job fair, which is what it's been come to be known as within the locals, they do have jobs that are kind of one-offs, semi to fully illegal, but pay really well. Okay, so this is kind of like an open secret to the neighborhood. That's what the job fair is. Now, if everybody will roll me a D10, please. And we just need Michael.
Hey, look, Dr. Bear, you know what's listening. Find him. Huh?
There we go. And you get the highest one. So 40. Pick one of those locations. And these are just titles. You can use it as helpful in the descriptor, but I have no plans. You're the one who's going to tell me what it is. So there's a therapy center. There's Tiger Bob's Dojo. There's an impound lot, a cyber slammer. There's a building construction site. There's Club Afterlife and the VPX. So pick one of those and tell me a little bit about it.
Being the rocker boy, I got to go with Club Afterlife.
Okay, Club Afterlife. All right. So what is Club Afterlife?
I mean, obviously it's a club. So
Yeah.
the name predates its current management and style. They actually took the name after the time the Red started and really expounded on the afterlife part. So it's a lot of bone and skull theme stuff as well as exposed metal. Very skeletal looking, even when they're incorporating the cyberpunk bits of it.
Okay. And what is your relation to the place? Do you play there? Do you get gigs there?
Oh yes, absolutely. They like death metal, and I've got a few death metal.
All right. Just bear with me here while I work this out. Okay. So give me like 3 bullet points. Give me like 3 things that can be found there.
So the owner's Lanky J.
Okay. You want to give detail, you can. If not, just give me a name is good enough. Give me 2 other points.
So they've got the main floor, and then all around it's got the bone and metal that's going up. And the stage has got the same interlace, but it rises and falls. And it's got a lot of secondary, like, tunnel seating areas for quieter conversation.
Tunnel seating? Okay. Right, that works. Next up is Laszlo. Pick one of the remaining structures there.
All right, let's go with the therapy center then. Why not?
Okay. Tell us something about the therapy center.
It's not really a therapy center. It's the local drug den.
So like for buying and selling, or where people go to
It's
do
where
drugs?
people go to take it. And right,
Okay.
it's a sort of a relaxing area with, well, there are different rooms. Like if the like some of the drugs will get you violent and high, so there's a room where there's lots of smashable stuff in there that they've got. There's another room which is just loads of couches for chilling out and stuff on. You know, they theme it to the appropriate for the drugs.
Okay. Give me 2 other things about it.
It's owned by someone who doesn't use drugs themselves. They're called they go by the name the Cleaner, as they are clean, and they do clean up after messes if somebody dies. And this place has affiliation with the local med tech place as well, where occasionally when somebody dies of a drug overdose, they will go to the medtech place and dispose of the body there, so that they have a secondary income that way, selling the dead bodies on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, you sign the contract when you come in, which says they can dispose of you however happens if you OD. So it's all legal.
Okay. Yeah, that works. All right. So next up is tie between Marius and Pinball. Why don't both of you guys dice off? Just roll
Dice
a
off.
d10.
What are we dicing with?
D10.
D10.
Okay.
Again.
Wow.
Oh no.
All right. Marius, why don't you pick one of the remaining?
Oh, I got to go with Tiger Bob's Dojo.
Tiger Bob's Dojo.
I wanted it.
Sorry.
So what can you tell me about Tiger Bob's Dojo?
So it's I go to the dojo, and it's a really shitty low end dojo because it's a front for the Tiger Claws,
Okay.
right? So even though it's spelled differently, it's still a front. They don't really care about the instruction. It's just secondary, just to put on a show. And I'm a forever orange belt because as soon as you step up to green, then it's full contact, and I just don't like getting hit. So it's a front. So the 3 things: it's a front for the Tiger Claws. They don't really try and hide it too much.
Okay.
And it's dingy and it's really cheap.
Okay. So they don't try to hide it as your third point, or do you have another third point?
Oh, I don't have a third point. It's
Underground fights.
I haven't been invited. That's only rumored for right now.
Okay. Well, that could be the third thing. Is it's rumored to have
Rumor of
underground fight.
I like that. That's good. That's good. Thanks for. Sorry, I didn't see who said that.
That was me, who also went to the dojo.
Well, thank you. There, team effort.
For
right.
those that don't know, who are the Tiger Claws?
Oh, they're a gang in Night City. They're a Japanese gang. Oh, and this is definitely a Japanese karate dojo. It's Shotokan.
Okay.
Not that that's important, but
So you're up, Pinball. What do you want to pick?
All right. Let's see. Since my first choice was taken, I am going to go with the Cyber Slammer.
All right. What is the Cyber Slammer?
It is an arcade and actual dojo.
It is an arcade, but a real dojo. Okay.
Well, it's multi-leveled and it has several functions. A lot of training is done in VR nowadays.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
But beyond that, they just throw in some extra games that are also VR games. So their focus is those training games. And once you get a high score or something, you can be transferred to the quote-unquote real training, which takes place in a different level, which they rent out to various people that want to try to make a living teaching other people. So and I say dojo, but they also train things like arcade-based first-person shooters, so you can get your range time with fake guns that respond real enough. And let's see, a third thing. Used to be a parking garage. And that's why it has so many levels and such. It is a converted parking garage, and they got a lot of open space. They were able to fit in a lot of rings, but it's most of it is not very comfortable living space, and vehicles have different needs, and so for whatever reason, it's not used for parking on the upper levels anymore.
Okay.
Some people
Alright.
claim structural integrity can't handle the higher weight of modern AV vehicles or something. Who knows?
So that leaves Jameis.
Right. I should go for the impound lot as a bit more obvious, but I'm going to take the building construction site.
Okay.
Now, they're actually building something there, but there was actually a building there originally which got ruined in the events, and so that they're sort of somewhat digging into that and trying to find tech in there as well that might be of interest to them. And I want to say it's run by the Mafia, but I don't know enough about the Night City and that to know if that's the sort of thing I can say or not.
Oh, you definitely can say that, yes.
Okay, yep. It's run by the Mafia, and the building side of it, they're not really that interested in building a new place on top of it so much as they're wanting to dig the building that was already there, and maybe some surrounding areas as well. Once you get down underneath, who knows where you might end up. But one of the more reasons I'm interested in it, Alina's interested in, is that that's a nice place to try out new bits of tech, particularly if they've got something destructive or something like that they're trying and go, oh, hey, we've just got this new thing. How does it work? Oh, hey, we've got a nice building site we can try it out there. And of course, as you've got a building site, you can bury some problems there that never need to be talked about again. No one knows what happened to them. The problems just went away.
Right.
Yeah. Another point was there's old tech there to be dug up.
Oh, old tech. Okay.
Yeah, there's old tech to be dug up.
All right. Well, there we go. And then where they are in the list is kind of just roughly where they are around you. So, like the building construction site is like to the southeast corner. If I can move it there. Okay, there we go. All right. So you work for Ollivander usually a couple of times a month. On really good seasons, it's at least once a week. You just worked for him last night, so you guys are having a sleep in a little bit today because those night markets they go overnight. They're usually up till dawn. So you're getting a late start today because of that. But you got paid. Some of you picked up some nice tech at the black markets. Or perhaps just some things that you had to replace that haven't been working right lately. But it's a new day. Laszlo's back. He's usually gone sometimes, 24 hours. He comes back beat after being up all night. Saving lives, he says. Saving lives. So
Mine
you're all
primarily.
having breakfast. You haven't had a chance yet to renew the refrigerator, so you're down to basically lots of condiments, pack of bologna, and some white bread. I mean, that's basically what's in the fridge. Rent's coming up. You got to pay for your lifestyle. You got to pay for your living arrangements. But this is the first week of the month, so you've got most of the month to make up that amount. You made a good amount last night. Made some good money last night. Some of you spent some didn't. But those are the states you're in. What's that?
We got a vehicle.
That's right. That was going to be firebombed, although you're pretty sure, considering what went down, the vehicle is probably stolen.
Yeah, by us.
You would be the second dealers of the stolen property.
A proud tradition.
Yes, indeed.
It's only stolen if it gets found by someone who lost it.
That's true. And you're kind of in a part of the city where there's not a lot of law enforcement around. There's certainly not a lot of scanners looking at plates. Not that it had plates to begin with. Well, so there you go. You got it parked downstairs. So the building does have kind of like an underground. It used to be a parking garage, but most people don't have cars. And it's kind of been turned into a bunch of cubby holes down there with some fencing and some wiring where people can stick larger items that can't fit into their cubicles or into the common space. It's usually junk stuff because a lot of stuff gets stolen from down there. There's not a lot of security involved. It's very easy to get into the thing. So most of it's junk, to be perfectly honest. There are a few cars parked down there. So a new car kind of shows up as well. There's a few wires hanging out here and there from,
a little bit of internal red paint.
Yeah. Yeah, all cleaned up. Perfectly cleaned. So you guys are starting off your morning again late. What do you want to do today? What's on the docket? You're all together. Laszlo's back. The last of your group together.
So,
and there's this huge
Laszlo.
7-foot tall bronze Maltese falcon that's now staring at you, Marius. Its eyes, its cold, dead eyes just seem to follow you as you look around the kitchen.
So, Laz, you think facing the cubicles, the coffins, or facing out the window, or profile? Think profile?
Can we put it in a coffin and then close the door and turn off the light?
No.
What? No!
It's
How are we
kind of
supposed to put our hat on it?
It's just not a roommate. It doesn't get a room.
but it's just kind of big and in the way, and I think it's watching me.
Of course, it's watching.
Yeah.
It is Hawk.
I'm not sure if it's like cyber or animatronic or anything, but yes, it could be watching you while you sleep.
Is it like run on batteries, or do we have to plug it in or something, like charge it up, or what? This thing
We
is
had
so
some
creepy.
Christmas lights. It'll be much cheery.
I kind of don't mind the idea of Christmas lights.
I
Yeah.
know, it's fantastic. Just
Well,
wreath it in
Set
Christmas
that
lights,
level.
and it'll be fantastic.
Yes.
If we decorate it, is it going to try and kill us in our sleep?
A statue!
I mean,
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee that it won't kill you if you don't decorate it.
That's let me think about how that works for a second.
What's your guy?
So
So-
we need, it is agreed. We need to find Christmas lights.
Now it's still being brought up the stairs, right? Or it's in the
No,
the
it's
unit?
in
It's
your
in-
common area now.
It is in a
We're-
common.
Just quibbling about
situating it.
where to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
By
Okay.
the coffee table, by kitchen.
Staring at the hallway to scare the crap out of anybody trying to break in.
Oh, that is a good one. Yes. I like that.
It
I
would
like that.
provide cover. Would provide cover.
What's
Shoot
it
down
made out
the-
of? I'm gonna like
Yeah.
knock on it and see what it's made out of.
I'd be surprised if we weren't already checking this thing out.
Like, is
So-
it wood? Is it metal? Is it plastic?
I think it's metal, right?
Oh, my back says it was metal.
Metal.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going by what it's meant to be in the film, then yeah.
So looking at your common area there, the
Well, it's
door.
not 7 foot tall in the film, though, was it?
No, it wasn't 7 foot tall in the film.
The door that you see in your common area is basically the door out to the cubicles. Okay, so you could put it, up against that wall back there, peering out the hallway. It's perfectly fine.
We're thinking more of the front entranceway, so we could use it as a barricade in case we have to fight our way out.
Yeah, do you want to put it just like outside the stairwell?
Well, we want to barricade our door from the inside, presumably.
Oh, I see. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So none of you guys, other than possibly Laszlo, has a 9 to 5. None of you has, typical work. And even Laszlo, they kind of just call him when they need him.
Yeah. When you say 9 to 5, you don't mean the times. You mean there are between 9 and 5 bodies that you need.
Exactly. It's actually dubious whether Laszlo is actually accredited or has any kind of licensing for his med tech. So they only get him when they know that his client isn't going to complain because they're dead.
Hey, Laz. By any chance, did you receive a lady gunshot wound to the head last night? No?
I don't remember that. Oh.
About the thing I called you about? No? Oh, good. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yes.
It's fine.
I mean, I'm sure we could find one.
No.
No,
I
fine.
might have provided that one.
Okay then.
They didn't believe the threat when 40 delivered it, but they believed it after
was
I
mine.
delivered upon it.
I want to lean into Pinball. I'm gonna whisper. I'm like, Pinball, that was your kill, right? You deserve commission, right? Go get your money from Laszlo.
What are you talking about?
Just go get your commission. You know you get commission on this. He gets paid for that. You should get paid too. You got up to work. I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens.
What are you talking about? It
He
is
doesn't-
how family works. Don't you realize he's like my mother's former roommate from college's son? We are practically brothers.
Practice. Oh, right. All right. No money for you.
That's exactly how that works.
It was mother's roommates in college relation, wasn't it? I forget sometimes. The relationship is tricky in extended families.
Really stretching the definition of family.
Not really, not where I come from.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, no
But
magic
it's hardly a matter.
family.
I mean, it has always been the case. I mean, you do not want to be related to the person you marry, yes? Just say yes.
I would assume that's a good plan. Yes.
But you marry them, and therefore they are family. Family is found everywhere. Blood does not matter.
Did you? I'm
it
confused. Did you
matters.
just tell me to marry my sister?
No, but your mind works in very devious ways. We should probably check the list that you are on. See if they are up to date.
Yeah, I think it's probably this 7-foot statue that seems to be staring at me and following me throughout the rooms.
What, the statue reminds you of your sister?
Oh, she is kind of big. Yeah. I think I need to leave. This statue is just wigging me out. What time is it? What time of the day is it? Like noon?
It's like 2.
I think it's lunchtime. It's time for food.
I mean, we could always go to Tiger Bob's dojo later. You've been asking me to come. I still say you should come with me to the Cyber Slammer. Get some real training on the video games.
So is anyone trying to live a lifestyle better than Kibble?
Michael
like
is raising
40
his
is,
hand.
yeah.
All right. So the monthly cost for your existence, the hotel that you're in now, the Coffin Hotel, is $500 a month. A lifestyle of Kibble, which is basically horrible food that you're buying out of stuffer shacks, taco huts, and the like, is only $100 a month, but it's really poor quality food. The food that's currently in your fridge that it was provided for you for Ollivander when he gave you the month free, and this is the first month that you're having to pay for things, is the good pre-pack. So like that's a 600 a month there. It's like that's good food that was packed in there. But as I said, you're down to like the last loaf of bread, the worst meat that was left over, which is like this horrible bologna with pimentos in it, and lots of condiments. So that's where you're sitting. How do you guys want to make ends meet?
It's like, here's the choice. Rent's, so, Laz, I don't know about you, but I got rent covered for the month. You?
I assume not, given the. No, I don't
Actually,
know.
you
I
got
just came
paid.
back from. I
You
got
got
paid in
paid
this
last
statute,
night.
didn't I?
All
Yeah.
right, tell you what. Roll me a d10.
Roll really high.
Yeah, D10. You say I have rolled
D10.
6.
You got 600 EB
Oh,
for your share of the night's work.
then yes, I do have that covered.
Hey, Marius, you got rent covered?
Oh yeah, I got tucked away. Why? You can't have any.
What about 40 and Elena? They're covered on rent, right?
Be covered by the time it's due, I'm sure.
Yeah, something will come up.
Pay it again before then.
Mm-mm.
You're caught.
I think we might want to do something about the food, though. I mean, we could probably pull in some cred, get some decent grub around here. I don't want to label everything in the fridge because I'm bound to eat something that's just doesn't have my name on it if it came to that. So I was thinking of just maybe we can all get basically double rent and we all buy food for the group that is not terrible. I'm seeing no objections. My plan is stellar. Let us proceed with this plan and adopt it. Name it Plan Georgette. Georgette that is edible. Chocolate. Chocolate Georgette. We are naming the plan Chocolate Georgette.
I don't
Okay.
know how you arrived at that.
I think we
well-
spent more time on the naming of the plan than on the plan. But
I
yeah.
am going to grab one of the locations then and say the PX that wasn't taken by anyone else. It's kind of an open air market. A lot of folks have, as I said, rooftop gardens, and the PX is where people go to buy, basically fresh, good food. But you can. This is unlike the night market where it's hard to get stuff. This stuff is not necessarily hard to get. But it's not like a convenience store either. So
It's a bit
just,
random.
yeah, just random stuff. You're never sure what you're going to get. But it is one of the best places to get like decent food, other than the pre-bag kibble that you can get over at Taco Hut or otherwise.
Taco Hut.
Taco Hut, yes. It's Taco Hut's not just a place to get tacos; it's a convenience store as well. You see.
It won the fast food and convenience store wars.
It did.
Okay.
They're all Taco Huts now.
Taco Huts, I love it. Well, let's go to the PX and get some food. I'm getting hungry. I've had enough bologna.
I mean,
I don't
are we
think-
good? I'm sure we can afford it for today, but let's think about the budget. The budget. It's like in the games that I play. You just have to get the amount of money, and then it's just deducted monthly. So we just have to put the money together and deduct it monthly, and we'll be good on food. That's how it works.
All right, well,
Chocolate
you set up the
Georgia.
spreadsheet.
Like, no machine here give money to and gives you food.
Oh, you broke up pretty bad there. Can you try that again?
You do realize that there's no machine you just give money to and it gives you a month's supply of food. You have to actually talk to people.
Details of the plan, Chocolate Georgette. Uh-oh. Bert is holding up a card that I can't quite read.
Here, let me try this. Give me a second. Solo.
Taco Hut.
Oh my god, it actually does say that. I thought you just made that up on the spot.
Nope. It is
Awesome.
Taco Hut.
So,
All right. So we're
uh,
going. Why don't you fill out the spreadsheet later? Let's just go get some food. I'm hungry.
all right. I closed the laptop as I was about to start typing up a spreadsheet. Do that later. Maybe I can set my agent to do it instead. Agent, establish spreadsheet for food allocation.
It says Siri's monthly fee hasn't been deducted yet.
Oh my god. Agent, shut up. And all right, let's go before the series Amazon tracks my location to here.
All right, so you're going to head to the PX to see what's available today.
Who's with me?
I'm going with you only because I don't want you to shoot anyone else in the face.
I don't threaten to have anybody shot in the face.
Generally, you follow him to watch him shoot people in the face. I mean, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. I guess I'd better arm up.
Well, I mean,
I get my face shooting rifle just to have it ready.
all right, yeah. Going outside unarmed is generally a bad idea. So I'm sure everybody arms up with what they have. So you take a stroll down the PX. So everything, this isn't a war zone anymore. So like this area is starting to become developed again, although there's not been a lot of official help. There's been a lot of money pumped into the economy for folks that are trying to just reconstitute things, right? So nothing official, but there is money coming in. No one knows exactly from where, but people are finding sources to revitalize buildings, to start up shops, that sort of thing. A lot of unknown money men to be involved in this. It's certainly not the local government, which they still pretty much stay clear of here.
Well, we've
Could have
already
something
got
to do with
the
that
cleaner,
military
the
base.
Yakuza, and the Mafia all in this one block area. So.
Hey, because everybody know commerce works better when it's not a war zone. So, you know. So you make it down to the PX, and yes, there are the usual spattering of street gangs around. You guys have been here for a little while now. Like I said, you had all of last month that you got free, just as a little perk for working for Ollivander. So you know the local gangs. You know, some of them just kind of wave at you. They know you're armed. They know that you're not easy targets. So you've got kind of a truce with a lot of them. You make your way down to the PX. There are a lot of prefab, like quickly thrown up shelters. Some people are just using tents, and they've got just boxes to put out their wares. A lot of grocery, a lot of vegetables that have been grown. Some people actually have little cages that have chickens in them. There's somebody there that has grown a whole bunch of very small, like quail, and he's just roasting them right there. He's got like a little charcoal fire, and he's just pulling them out of the cages, butchering them in front of everybody, and just roasting up a bunch of quail and just hanging them on racks. People are coming by, buying them that way. You know, and that's the wholesome food. There's some less savory food. Like there's a person out there that's basically cooking up offal, which is like intestine, heart, tongue, lung, that sort of thing. But it's at least real protein, and it is cheaper. And he's like deep frying it all, so it all tastes good anyway, and just selling it in these like little cardboard soaked with grease for just a few EB. A lot of people are going for that. So there's all kinds of food going around. There's a few people there that have stalls that are selling bits of technology, broken bits and bobs here and there, where people are just stripping out components to be used, that sort of thing. Persons get there with the ubiquitous holovids and tridios and old TV shows that have been bootlegged, and he's selling off a bunch of entertainment goods. He's actually got some like old CD players from bygone days, stuff like that. Lots of old tech, but it's just like a flea market, right? It's a whole city block of just different stalls, predominantly food. A lot of it's being cooked in front of you, but a lot of it is also just, you know, buy a bushel of whatever as well. It's late in the afternoon. Most people get here early to get the best of the best. The freshest, hasn't been out in the sun all day. So you're kind of coming in a lull where people are here for things other than food for the most part.
I imagine the PX is sort of a neutral ground because people don't want to mess with the food supply.
Yeah, it kind of is. They have worked out an understanding with a lot of the street gangs that actually have stand down and they take turns, just being a casual police force. Like if somebody gets out of hand or doesn't like the fact that the stall doesn't want to barter, a couple of young toughs will come by and just stand around until the person gets the idea and moves along.
Because if people hassle the farmers don't come back around.
Right, pretty much. And you got to eat. And
Gotta
people would
eat.
certainly like food like this than reconstituted kibble.
Let's see.
So having just had bologna sandwiches this morning, the smells of everything that's being fried up and sold on the streets are just amazing.
So I guess first thing, anybody selling bread? Need my carbs.
Fresh baked bread, of course.
What was it?
I'm gonna give Pinball like 100 eddies to just go shopping for groceries.
I mean, you could probably call them euros.
Euros.
Because
It's hard enough to.
EB stands for euro bucks. So
Okay, so I'm gonna give you 100, and I'm just gonna like walk away and say, just bring some good food. The quail smells good. I'm just gonna go kind of tour around and get some fresh air.
And he's just gesturing it like he's not his personal shopper.
Better.
It was your idea. You get to do the shopping. You get the first round.
He doesn't get to complain about the food I bring back. Protein bars for everybody. Tofu.
All right.
Here we go.
So what's 40 doing?
So after that incident, she'll turn to Pinball. Pinball, are you okay? Hold out her hand for the money.
Hey, pinball's cool. Let's just bounce. And I bounce around. And I go over to the stalls.
Okay.
Looking for tofu. See if anybody's brave enough to make it.
All right. Tofu, fresh tofu. Somebody's straining out silken tofu, firm tofu. It's actually a soup stand as well. So like you can buy the tofu or you can buy it in soups. There's a line, and there's a pretty long line at the soup stall. And somebody starts mouthing off about how long the line is. This little cook, he's like 5'1", comes around the other side of the stall. He's got just this messy apron on, and he starts pointing at the person and he yells at them, "No soup for you! You get out of my line! No soup for you!" The guy's
Hey,
like,
you heard him. No soup for you. Out.
just kind of looks down. Everyone else is looking at them, kind of like arms crossed. It's like, fine. He gets out of line.
And as I wait in line, I just bring up my agent, see about bringing up the latest video game news.
Okay, yeah. You stand in line, waiting to buy some tofu, maybe to buy some soup. That's what you're doing. 40?
Maybe some tofu recipes.
Staying obsessed with the short term. Gonna seek out some of the fresh produce stands. Try to decide who I think would be an easy mark.
Okay. These are mostly just local families. Again, they grow the produce on the roof, so it's mostly stuff that can grow pretty fast. So there's lots of like zucchini and squash, tons of that. Somebody actually has figured out a way to grow some pretty good quality mushrooms. He's got some of the standard stuff, but then he's got some fairly expensive like lion's mane and some other types of fungus there that he's selling. It's all fresh. You looking for anything in particular?
More sizing up the people than what they're selling. I mean, make sure it has spread of vegetables, but trying to pick out somebody who looks like they're more friendly than our average.
Okay, well, the people that are selling the fresh zucchini and squash, it's probably a husband and wife. You're thinking they're fairly young, they're very affable, they're well tanned. Guy's got a cyber eye. The woman looks like she's got probably a cyber leg, although she keeps it covered under pants, but you can kind of tell by the walk. The person selling mushrooms, though, is like dark coat. He's got an umbrella over his stand so that he's not in direct sunlight. Really pale skin. Is wearing like black gloves. Actually, you can't tell gender at all. He just kind of, when he talks or when the person talks, it's like very low. You can't even hear it. And, it's almost like they're talking in a whisper to each of the customers. But people seem to be pretty happy about the produce.
Yeah, I think I'll try it for the husband and wife group.
Hello!
Nice shade of brown. And her cheek glows.
Hey, what can we do for you today? Would you like a few pounds of some squash? We got some carrots in today. They're doing pretty good. Some beans. We got some snap beans. We got some string beans. I got some leather jack if you want something that's been processed and cured. What can we do you for?
It all looks so good. You guys did a really good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's got a couple of rooftop gardens. It produces pretty well.
That is awesome. I love seeing people producing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's how we make a living. So what can we get you? And he pulls off some plastic bag and, kind of gestures at what he's got out there.
What's the shiniest thing on the table?
What's the shiniest thing on the table? Ooh, the beans.
All right. So she'll zero in on the beans first and ask about them. How did they grow them?
Oh, they tell you, out of pots. We got trellises. Actually, it grows up an old laundry line. They grow really well that way. So what are you trying to work, Michael? What are you trying to get out of them?
The long-term con is that to be friendly towards them, so they'll be more likely to get better deals in the future.
Okay. You got any social skills?
I only have social skills.
What do you want to use to try to make them come friendly towards you, ingratiated?
I feel like conversation's better than persuasion. Persuasion would be a little more forceful than what I'm doing.
Okay, sounds good. I'm just going to do this as a static difficulty. I mean, they're pretty affable to begin with, but, they have been burned a few times. So we'll say a 15.
Hey! 18.
18, okay. You make a contact. They actually send over an address, basically their local net page of what they sell, that sort of thing. You can order directly. You don't have to come to the markets. They actually have a service where they will cart over, an order for you, pre-done, so you don't have to come out here. So they're the Whittiers. The woman is Mary Lou. The man is Dean. They actually both used to be veterinarians. All right. Marius, what are you doing?
So I've definitely drawn over to this stall where the guy's like deep frying pancreas on a stick.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm gonna grab one of those and a milkshake.
And a milkshake. Okay.
Yeah. I need to wash it.
Yeah. He doesn't have milkshake, but he does have kind of like this yogurt kefir drink. He says it's close to milkshake. It tastes like blueberry.
Yeah, all right, take it.
Okay. It's a little sour but tasty. You get a little soggy container of deep fried, just various bits of animal.
Oh, it's animal. Awesome.
Yeah, it's actual animal.
All right, I'll just kind of hold it off a bit. Let's drain out some of the grease that's collected in the bottom. And
yeah, I mean, it's a salt and fat delivery device. The flavor is basically all coming from the seasoning.
Okay, I'll close my eyes when I chew. But
Yeah, it's good stuff. He's actually they're doing really well because it's one of the cheapest foods you can buy here, but it's still better than kibble.
yeah, I don't want to look forward to kibble. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is that going to cost me, sir?
A couple of EB for that. For the drink, and you got a popcorn barrel size tub of it stuff.
Oh, I'll be eating like a king for a week with that.
Is there anything you want to get out of this other than just food?
No, I think just the food. I'm not really the most social
All right, that
people,
sounds good.
so I'll be nice to people, but I don't care about their lives.
Yeah, so you literally get a tub of deep fried like tongue, intestine, snout. Just it doesn't sound appealing, but the seasonings make it just mwah. You'll fill up just fine. What's Laszlo doing?
Well, Laszlo was also going to go over to Awful Salesman
Okay.
and try to talk to them.
Laszlo, actually, can you give me one of your med tech roles? Let's see. What's your?
I have a medical technician skill.
Yeah.
I also have first aid, which probably doesn't apply here. Paramedic.
No, give me your med tech skill roll. Just your
All
general.
right, okay.
Yeah.
If this is what I think it is, this is horrible because it completely defeats the purpose of why I came over. Oh wow! I've rolled.
fail.
I rolled a 1.
You
So I got a
rolled-
13.
You got a 12.
Yes. Wait, no.
It's you rolled a 1, which is a failure, which then rolls another D10, which
As a negative.
subtracts the second number from the first.
Yeah.
So effectively, you got a 12.
It doesn't display.
Right, but
well.
that doesn't make sense.
It's
No.
13
It's-
minus 1.
Right. My
could
skill is.
display
Oh, I
better.
guess
It
I
really
rolled a
does.
1 and then a 1
Yep.
because
That is
my
correct.
skill is 12. So
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Fine.
All right. Yeah. No problem. He tells he's doing his little sales
All right.
pitch. It's pig intestine primarily, or pig parts primarily, but some of it's sheep. He does admit that some of the stuff towards the end there is rat, but they're all farm and organically grown. They're not street rats.
Oh well. Well, I was going to discuss with you not me buying the food from you, but me as a medtech, as a doctor here. Like you could put my name on it and say guaranteed not human, and it would be helpful advertising for you, and I would. We could take some meals away, like once a week or something.
When you say guaranteed not human, he kind of looks up. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Nothing on this table is from human.
See? And wouldn't it be good to have a sign proclaiming that with a doctor's word?
Yeah, hey, I tell you what, buddy, that sounds like a great idea. Here, let me slide you a few euro bucks just for your idea. If you'd, we can discuss it later. If you want to move along, hey, here's my contact information. Yeah, folks, MedTech recommended. Everything here is pig, sheep, a little bit of rat. You heard him.
Definitely animal.
And then he's like, as an aside, he's like, here's 50 creds. Just get out of here, man.
Okay, I'll talk to you later then. Yes.
You're moved along.
And then I
Elena.
walk off.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these cash bags here, I don't have a huge amount of EBs left
Mhm.
after shopping last time. And I've got enough,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to be buying months of stuff or anything like that. Mainly I'll be probably being led by Sebastian. I'm mainly here to keep the party together, otherwise I wouldn't be even be here.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll probably be leading around, being led around by Sebastian.
All right. So in that case, if you've got nothing in particular, or something that does catch your eye is the guy that's selling just like some old tech. You're noticing that out on his table is actually some older car parts, like stuff that's hard to find from old like combustion engines. It's like, oh, hey, that's a computer. That's a fuel injection system there. Hey, that's that's a key lock system for an earlier, model of whatever. He's got some interesting stuff on that table, like hard to find parts.
So sidle over and have a look.
Yeah. You can notice that right away, most parts have serial numbers on them. They've all been ground off. But the parts all look to be in really good repair, like incredibly good repair, especially for these parts that are a little on the older side. Guy comes up and says, "Hey, you looking to fix up a 97? Hey, that fuel injector is some primo stuff, but hey, I've got body panels, I got headlights. Man, I can pretty much give you a part for everything in that car."
Not at all suspicious, is he?
Well, I mean, the thing that's suspicious to you is that he has those parts.
Yeah,
This is an old model of car that, if it would be considered in this day and age to be a classic, parts are really hard to come by for these sort of things.
Yeah, so how many parts have you got? As I'm sort of looking over to see how much of a car you could put together from.
What you see on the table, he's just, kind of showing off. He says, "Hey, look, if you're interested, anything that's, 40 years or older, I can get you just about anything." And he slides over basically a local, network number for you. You just drop me a line of what you're looking for, what parts you're looking for. I'll tell you if I got them. I'll shoot you a price. You got something currently you're working on?
Thinking back to the current car I just picked up, is there anything I need for that?
You didn't destroy anything on it, so assuming that it was in running condition before you started your working on it, no, it seemed to be fine.
If there's sort of like one or two backup pieces just in case, this sort of thing is very dodgy, hard to get a replacement for, so I better get a backup piece.
Hey, sure. He puts the stuff on a list. I'll have to check my people, but you seem to know your way around this sort of thing. You looking for some work by any chance?
Yeah, I wouldn't be saying no. I'm a bit of a...
Hey, tell you what.
Shows Tech Hand. I have a bit of some skill with this sort of stuff.
Yeah, so he pulls out from underneath this bucket like this old corroded up, like old carburetor. So like pre-fuel injection. This thing is ancient. He puts it in front of you. And it's like, I tell you what. Let's call this an interview. See if you can get this working. He pulls out a small toolkit, lays it down in front of you.
I've got my tool.
Oddly, he pulls out like an old fangled like stopwatch, and once you get the tool in hand, he smacks the button.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay. I've got tech tool as the hand. The hand tech tool thing. I will not. I suspect I will not have my tech scanner with me because that's apparently a big bulky thing.
Let's say this is difficult simply because it's a very old device. I mean, this is
So
this is old even for today, like our standard carburetor.
Basic tech, land vehicle tech. Well, that's all 14.
Yeah, vehicle tech.
Or air vehicle tech. No, land vehicle tech. Okay. So that's that plus that. Do I get a bonus for the tech tool?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how to incorporate that, so I'm just going to roll a really great number. Ooh, that's a bonus 10, and he got the 1, I got the 10.
Okay.
Best you can do. Well done.
Wow. Yeah. So like you have
34.
The fact that some of the bolts were rusted is the only thing that slowed you down. Otherwise, you have that thing apart. You've got it lubricated and back together. And once you tighten down the last bolt, he slaps the stopwatch, and he's like, "Wow, minute 10." Yeah. I can definitely use somebody with your skills. He looks down at that stopwatch again. It's like, yeah, I most definitely can. I tell you what, hey, I'm here all day. I'm selling parts here all day. Why don't you get a hold of me? Just send me a message to my local hub number, and say this is a Monday. We'll say Wednesday, it's middle of the week. I can definitely hook you up with some good work. If you work this fast, and wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Do.
Oh yeah, here, just I can sell this thing now. So why don't you just take the parts you got picked out there? We'll call us even.
Excellent, yeah. I'll give them my details as well. So, you can ask around about me. I'm known around here a few places.
Hey, when you say known, you don't have a record, do you? Like you haven't been picked up by the police or anything like that?
No. It's just I help out here with some of the tech problems that people have.
Oh,
So they can vouch.
okay. Hey, that's great. That's great. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. And they, the parts you picked up, leaving us with Pinball.
That's me.
Yeah, so you finally get to the head of the line. It was a good long wait, and anytime anyone says something about the wait, that guy comes out again and starts yelling at them and screaming at them until they leave his line. And then if they try to come back at the back of the line, you assume one of his sons goes back and tells them, no, you're done. Come back next week. No soup for you. No soup for you. But yeah, you finally get to the front. You can pick up. You got silken tofu. You got firm tofu. You got tofu skins. You got fried tofu, and of course the soup. An amazing collection of soup.
Unfortunately, I'm not here for the soup because I'm here for shopping for the group because I'm noble like that. And I'm like, tofu, please.
100 EB of tofu.
It lasts. It lasts.
All right. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, that's a good amount.
If he sells any of the vegetables that go with it, he might pick up some of those too.
Sure, he's got he's got some bok choy, he's got some other choy succulents. He gives you basically a hamper full of containers. So the tofu's in water, and so yeah, you blow the 100 EB you were given by Marius. How much of your own are you blowing, if anything?
Let's throw in another 100. It's probably not that cheap, honestly.
Yep. We'll say for 200 EB out in this market, this is a couple steps above kibble, but only for half a month. But for everybody, really it's enough for everybody for half a month.
That's a hell of a good deal. It depends on what else you throw in it, right?
Yep.
This is just, the primary ingredient that other stuff needs to be added to. Now I have to look for rice.
And we have already established this refrigerator is full of condiments. Every imaginable condiment. All right, so you guys eventually get back together. You've looked around a bit. People start picking up a little in the afternoon. People are looking for other things. There seems to be a little show going on, and the person that had some like bootleg video going on, as it gets a little later in the day, he sets up a screen and they're playing he's playing like the original Die Hard series from way back in the day. People are around kind of watching.
I had 7 was the best.
Yeah. Well, until the actor died in the filming of 7, and then for the next 8, 9, and 10, they used the AI generated Bruce Willis, who everyone says the acting was much better, but the delivery was more stilted. So, so he literally is just like showing off this like the 10 film collection of Die Hard. People are hanging around with their buckets of pork belly and intestine, eating and watching. He's doing a pretty brisk trade. 40, you come around, and one of the things you notice is he's got a fairly good collection of local talent for the music scene. Sadly, none of your albums are on his table. We'll say that 40's got at least one album that she cut and put together.
What's for me that?
That's just sad.
You should just take one out of your pocket and just subtly leave it there. And then when someone buys it, they'll come back looking for more, and then it's free promotion, right?
I'm going to crib a movie scene. So when you're looking down at all of the local bands, local talents, they're broken into very odd genres. Like these band members died of asphyxiating on their own vomit. These band members are all wanted in at least 3 different states for exposing themselves. Yeah.
Hey, don't work for exposure.
Nice. But yeah, so there, as the day wears on, this guy's putting on this impromptu theater, and people are enjoying it. They're coming by, they're buying some wares. It seems to pick up business for him. A lot of people are buying the deep fried guts again because they're cheap and they're tasty. Watching his films, and it's pretty good night. There's only been a few altercations that you've seen that were handled relatively quickly by various gang members. That, you know, nobody threw a punch. They just kind of surround the person that's causing a problem and just kind of look at them real sternly until they walk off. So there seems to be a very much a truce kind of situation going on here.
Mostly around that tofu guy. They're like, get out. Pinball will shoot you.
Yep. So who's probably the most situationally aware of the group? I don't want any role. I mean, who would say? Probably Pinball, because he's always kind of keyed up. So Pinball.
Also, his talent, his special skill directly feeds into it.
That's even better. So the soccer mom that got away last night with the box of Pampers, you're pretty sure that's her talking with the guy that's got all the auto parts on the table, but she's dyed her hair. She's a blonde now. I mean, she's wearing very different clothing, but the bone structure, the face structure, is just nagging at you that you think that's the same woman.
I've seen that NPC before. They've just dyed their hair like they do in video games all the time.
Exactly.
That's a common tactic. Reused element.
Oh, no.
But wait, that means it's a different person? Question mark? Now, here's a question for the group. Who else bought radio communicators? That are little earbuds that you put in your ear that let you talk. Jameis is letting me know that Elena has one.
Yep.
That's why I've got no money left.
Yep.
Didn't we all buy them or no?
So if you don't have that, you can still, I mean, you basically have a cell phone, but no Bluetooth device. So like you're actually having to hold your phone up. And
yeah, I think the radio communicator was premium, so you could only get it at the night market too.
Mm-hmm.
So
short supply.
Let's see. Did I put in the information? No, I didn't put in the information, but I did buy one.
But at least Elena has one. You know that.
So I key up Elena, and I'm like, "Hey, Elena, you read me?"
What? Oh, right, yes. Pinball. Hey, this works.
You know that vehicle we acquired?
Yep. I need to go. I've got some parts for it right here.
Excellent. I seem to have eyes on the previous owner. You want to take a run from here? And I tell her where that previous owner is.
Yeah, if you look
Talking
over
to
at
the
the
car
stall,
parts guy, which you were just at.
Yeah. Yep. You know, they seem to be having a fairly heated but civil conversation. Their voices are low, but it looks kind of intense. And it just happens that as you look over Elena and make eye contact, you actually do make eye contact, because she goes kind of still for a minute, and she turns around just as you happen to look in that direction. She makes eye contact with you, absolutely recognizes you.
Eyes look across the room.
Yeah. You see that
Elena, I have eyes on you. Advise. No advice.
So you see the woman pass the car part guy something small that she just kind of palms across. Then you just see him nod, and then she tries to. She basically heads for the largest group of people in the area, and tries to lose herself in the crowd.
She's getting away, and she's in a group of people. There's people there.
Yeah, everyone else is around, but only you notice that Elena's talking.
Yeah, I just know the fact that she's got a group of people, and I don't have a great awareness, so at that point I lose track of her.
Elena, you best regroup with me. Remember, that lady is crazy.
Where are you?
I'm on your 6.
You're probably just walking back from the tofu place.
I have a bag of tofu. Just look behind you.
Turn around, eventually spot him.
He's got a big basket of stuff.
I have my hair in the end. I wave.
The only reason I've got perception above base is because the system forced me to put points in it.
Anyhow, it's like, let's call the other. Here, do me a favor. Hold this, and I hand her the tofu.
There's a lot of tofu. You've never seen so much tofu in one place before. Some green onions, some scallions, there's some garlic in there.
Have to buy it while it's fresh.
But a lot of tofu.
So I'm going to start calling the guys. Agent, call gang.
Oh, they're like pretty much right there in the same location. They were drawn to the movies being played. 40 is looking over at the music.
So more, I'm the last one to.
Yeah.
Sneeze while muted. So I'm the last one to join up to the group, really.
Yes.
Hey, guys, we should probably, I don't know, head home. We made an old acquaintance.
I'm just gonna turn around. My mouth is like shoved full of like fried fatty foods. I'm like, "Huh?"
The grease is just all over your face.
Yeah. You can see through my fingertips. So greasy.
Nice.
Does this old friend have a weapon bigger than your weapon?
She had, like most people, she was armed, but she just had like a pistol on her hip.
She used to, in the fact that she used to have the van that Elena now does.
So she's a loser.
I think so. But she might be a sore loser.
She was the one who shot the family. She got what she wanted from the Panthers.
We hope so.
What did she want from the family?
No idea.
Why she bothered to get a family if she was just trying to buy a box of Pampers, and she couldn't just gone up and buy a box of Pampers without a family. I have no idea what that was about.
The real question is if she, Elena, she set it to blow up, right?
Burn up, yeah.
It's semantics. I imagine it would have gone up in a great ball of fire. Either way, she might be sore that it didn't blow up. Who knows? Maybe she's a serial arsonist and does not like that we did not do that.
If you're worried about her, why don't you just shoot her in the head?
I would, but we're in the middle of the PX.
Oh, and I look around, I'm like, oh, yeah, right. And I go back to my fried food and movie.
Well, you've been warned. I'm heading back home. We got tofu. Anybody else coming with me?
Yeah,
I'll go with them.
I mean, I wasn't there, so she doesn't know me. So I am going to do one last look around to try and get some Christmas lights for the Falcon.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you can find some old Christmas lights. They're LEDs.
Oh, we need those, yeah.
Yeah,
Good call, Laszlo. We need those.
And, if I happen to be near her at the same time, that's the thing that happened.
Roll D100. Just tell me high or low before you roll.
Should involve me having a D100. Well, go low. 97. Can't get much on.
You
lower
go
than that.
into the crowd, or you're next to the crowd that she disappeared into, but you don't make her in the crowd. You don't happen to see her. But you got your Christmas lights.
Cool. Then, yeah, once I've done that, I guess I'll head back while giving the awful guy big thumbs up and saying, guaranteed non-human.
Yeah, you heard him, folks. Nothing human on this tray. Does anybody want to do anything before you leave the PX?
I want to talk to the guy about the missing piece of his album collection, or his album offerings.
Oh, yeah. Who are you looking for?
Small-time artist known by the handle 40.
40. Never heard of her. Or him, or them. I mean, is it a group or is it a single artist? I mean, what are they known for? Did they fixate on vomit? Did they self-immolate in gasoline? Did they alive or dead?
Alive. Still alive.
Oh, well, I only deal with dead stars. I mean, if you put a cap in this 40, hey, they might be on the table next week.
That's a interesting way to do business.
Well, I mean, they're only good after the dead. I mean,
I think that's what the corpos say too. You have a good one.
You too. Hey, let me know if that 40 shows up in the morgue list. Anybody else? No. Okay.
There's not just the hints there that I should go and talk to the car guy again about what happened. I'm not going to do that.
You could
All
just
right.
call him. You got his details now.
You do.
Yeah.
Yep. So remember, especially for Marius, there is no like global internet, but they do have local nets. So when I say they give you an address, it's for the local net that, so basically a local email address or a local page you can, get to them on, local VR address, that sort of thing.
A local net for local people.
Yep, exactly. Right. So you guys get back. Pinball has gotten you just an incredible collection of tofu and some vegetables. That's your food for the next couple of weeks.
Does Pinball know how to pinball? Can you cook tofu?
It's hard to mess it up.
Awesome.
You cook tofu?
I guess so. Pinball seems to have all the answers, so I guess he's cooking this month.
What? No, you put it in water, make soup.
Well, there you go. You could. All right, call me when it's done.
You call me when it's done. You made me buy.
Yeah, I gave you money. I'm gonna go have a nap. I'm kind of full from all my beaks and assholes that I just ate.
Did you get the rice? What?
Rice? There was
the
rice?
rice?
I don't think there was any rice in these things. They were just deep fried animals, maybe.
Yeah, actually, there was no rice to be sold because it's very difficult to grow on a rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
So
you could just get potatoes and put it through the ricer.
Yeah.
What would cooking come under anyway?
Just either a skill that you write-in skill, otherwise it would just be one of the just do it off the base.
It's probably a tech skill of some description.
Yeah, or a knowledge skill.
Yeah.
Knowledge
Either
skill I can get
control.
behind.
You gotta hold the knife. You gotta make sure you don't burn yourself putting stuff in the pot.
That's right. So yeah, you spent most of the afternoon into the early evening getting some shopping done. You have a bunch of tofu and vegetables for at least half the month that you're going to be living pretty well on. Elena has got a few car parts to work on, but otherwise, a slow night. Laszlo made 50 spot just for moving along.
Guaranteed non-human.
Marius will have a little bit of stomach distress in a few hours, but otherwise just fine. Unless somebody wanted to do anything through the rest of the night. I mean, you guys are basically just chilling out, waiting to hear from any of your various contacts about work, that sort of thing. It's a slow night. It's a Monday.
I mean, I decorate the Falcon, certainly.
Gotta have it pretty.
Yes,
Yeah.
you string the lights on the Falcon.
At some point, I will scan the Falcon to make sure there's no tick hidden inside it or something like that. Something suspicious about it, because I'm suspicious.
Right.
I dub Plan Chocolate Georgette a partial success.
Nice. Next morning, you guys awaken to the smells of something wonderful cooking in the kitchen. And as I said, so you're on the third floor. There's a bunch of cubicles here. So apparently a new tenant moved in last night. And as you walk in, there's a slender woman, deeply tanned, long raven-like hair, combat boots, old like textile camouflage, which like the triangles and stuff like that, like urban camouflage sort of thing. Tank top on. You smell bacon being cooked. You see some pancakes being slipped out. Some of your tofu has been used and whipped up into like a sour cream like paste.
Wait, in our apartment?
Well, no, see, it's a shared area. So you share this area with everybody that's living on this floor in those cubicles. So it's not just you guys. At least you thought it. Well, it was just you guys, but somebody apparently moved in last night. And as she turns around, she's got a plate full of food. I'm going to say Pinball notices right away. It's the same woman. She's changed her hair again. Skin tone's changed. She's got a big smile on her face. It's like, hey, neighbors. I wasn't sure what the house rules are. What's in the kitchen? I didn't see names on anything, but I figured if I cooked you all up some food, I brought some of my own. Just some tofu I found in there. Hi, I'm Nancy. I moved in last night.
So
40.
is there food left over? Because I'm definitely going to take some.
Oh no, she's just finished cooking it. She's bringing it out to like all the tables and everything.
Wait, she's serving us?
She's serving it, like she's laying it all
Fucking
out.
A.
She's like, yeah, I'm sorry if you guys had something you wanted to do with the soybean in there, but you know, I saw it in there. I thought I'd just whip up breakfast.
Best roommate ever. You guys never cooked for me.
Michael, you had your hand up there. I mean, what is something 40 wanted to do?
40's had her hand cannon pulled out since she smelled bacon.
Okay. The person ignores the fact that you
broke
have a gun out. You do notice that while she doesn't have a gun strapped in a little holster midway on her back is a large blade that she could pull out kind of underhanded. It's just kind of strapped on her back, but she's not got a gun otherwise. She just ignores the fact that 40 has got a gun pointed at her. It's like, yeah, just being neighborly. I brought some kitchen supplies. I stocked up some juice in there. You're welcome to have some.
Is 40 the other one most likely to recognize her from the mall?
I absolutely say Pinball recognizes her just because that's been canon. Let's find out if 40 will do the recognizing.
I'll just be saying, hi.
Let's do a perception.
This is Sebastian.
Do a perception check.
All right. Give me a second. Concentration. Nope. That's the wrong one. Perception. Huh.
Not bad.
16. You're not sure. Like,
yeah, I got there a little later after the whole gunshot thing. Because
Yeah.
before that, I was with the zombie.
But you are a little suspicious because Pinball, the whole scene yesterday, and maybe you're not 100%, but maybe the woman has a resemblance. But she's put down the pancakes. She's whipped up bacon, big
Wait,
tray
there's
of
pancakes too?
pancakes, bacon.
Oh
She's got
my
like some
God.
kind of cream sauce that she used the soybeans to whip up and flavored. It's like I didn't find any butter, but I found that if you just season the tofu and you put it through a blender, it works just as good.
So what is this? Shoot your competition in the head, and you fall in love with me, so you had to track me down.
She just kind of stares at you for a moment with just a small grin. It's like, no, nothing like that. You're right about the competition thing, though.
Uh-huh.
Pinball, we're eating. Don't be so rude. Wait till after dinner.
Shoot her after we eat.
Yeah.
We're not poison wolf.
I mean,
this
you
is
said
basically
dinner,
this
but
is
this
for
is
the food.
breakfast. So, are you hoping
It's
for 3
dinner for-
meals?
It is.
And then, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
good.
wait a week. Dinner after a week, right? We want to sample the different styles. Make sure it's not just a one-off, right?
You're saying don't shoot her until she stops cooking?
You realize she slit the throats of the last people she broke bread with, right?
I don't remember smelling bacon, and I smell bacon now.
That's because she didn't get to cook them yet, which she planned to do in the car.
Wait, Laszlo, is this human bacon or non-human guaranteed bacon?
I'll go over and give it a poke and find out.
It's pork. Maybe
Guaranteed
goat.
non-human.
Definitely not human.
I'm just shoving it in my mouth then, and I'm like, she does. She lives. Don't shoot her.
Yeah, I think we just got off on the wrong foot at the whole night market thing. Hey, like I said, I'm Nancy. She holds her hand out to you, Pinball.
Yeah, like I believe that's your real name, but I don't care. Hey, Nancy.
Well, just like Pinball is your real name, right?
Nah. It was it's Urcan.
Okay.
But people can't understand what that means. So Pinball.
Okay. Well. All right. That'll work. Just call me Nancy. Oh, do you shake her hand?
No.
Okay. Well, then it kind of hangs there for a minute, and then she'll turn to the closest person, to Elena. Hi.
Hi, I'm Elena. This is Sebastian.
Hand is still out there.
Yeah, no, I'll take a hand if she's got it off. Yeah, I just thought I went to Sebastian because.
He's the cutest little thing. Rubs your.
And obviously, Sebastian's not having a problem with the food. I don't. I'm taking it.
He's working on a piece of bacon and growling at everybody.
Yep. Feeding Sebastian first.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, I mean, no hard feelings about the night market. It's just biz. Just biz.
Sure, because you didn't get shot in the head.
Yeah, I did. You're right. Thank you.
And we got your van, so that's good.
What my van? I mean, I took
Parked
some
it in
captives
in the
for my
woods.
cover, and I had to eliminate those captives because they saw me. And they could, say
So
who
anybody
I was.
anybody that sees you needs to be eliminated.
Well, that was the game plan, but I find that it would be good to have some friends about now.
Tell me more.
Well, over breakfast. And she takes a bite of the bacon herself. I didn't poison anybody.
Why poison people when you can slit our throats in our sleep?
Well, we have good luck.
Actually, that's a good question. Can our little cubicles be locked?
From the inside.
I would assume so.
Yes.
There are.
Bert froze.
Yeah.
You can block them, but then insofar as any tick can be locked, so how much do you want to trust the tick?
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you're the net runner.
As
You're
a
the one who
step-
can tell us whether that can be cracked or not.
Well, I can
yeah,
bypass it as well, Either of us can screw them both entirely.
Okay, so don't fuck with Alina's locks, but everyone else is fair game. Got it.
Yeah, no, don't screw Sebastian is the main thing. You screw Sebastian, anything can happen. Otherwise, beyond that.
Wait, does Sebastian have his own cubicle?
No, stays with Elena. But as long as Sebastian's fine, Elena is pretty easy going with the rule. Hi, Bert.
Welcome back.
You can't hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
We can.
Okay, that was the weirdest thing. I just started seeing everybody's image on the left-hand side just dropping off, but I could hear you guys talk fine, but I assume you guys can't hear me. So
We didn't hear you. Were
yeah.
you?
So what was the last thing I said that you heard?
God damn, we have to remember these things.
I know it's horrible, man.
I think the last thing that was asked of you was if the cubicles could lock.
Yes, they absolutely can. They've got very high quality locks, actually.
Yes.
And
What?
the last thing I said, why poison us when you could slit our throats in our sleep?
Okay, yeah. So she said, "Well, yeah. I mean, I do prefer the blade as my preferred method because it's sure. Like you never can be sure about a bullet, right? People survive bullet wounds all the time. It's kind of hard to survive having your carotid just carved open." And she's just got a big smile on her
that's
face.
a common misconception. You can survive that all the time. It's great.
Really?
She's got a cyber carotid artery. Then they ain't doing nothing.
And cryopumps, you freeze them at the point of death before they're there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose if they had really good health insurance and they'd get there in the minute and a half it would take for them to be brain dead. I mean, it's possible, yeah, but that's why I usually go ahead and just do the whole thing down to the spinal column just to make sure they're brain dead. They can't be resuscitated so easily. I mean, professionalism and all. Again, she's just very blasé about it, smile on her face. Is like more bacon.
That also assumes they haven't got the cranial implant which stores their memories.
Well,
And
yeah,
they haven't got a good dock breaking contact, whatever the dock breaking.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, as with any medical things, there's situations which anybody can survive.
Well, that's true. I will grant you that. That is very true. I just prefer the blade over bullets. It's just more sure. I found bullets are just they're loud, explosive, and you have to buy bullets. I mean, do I really hate the person enough to pay the 5 EB for a bullet? I mean, it's with the blade though. I mean, all we got to do is sharpen it every once in a while.
I pull out my scalpel and cut off some bacon and go, yes, I agree.
Absolutely. He gets it. Oh, and don't worry, that family was not just innocence or anything. I mean, they work for a horrible corporation. I mean, really, just absolutely horrible. That guy alone evicted 20, elderly people just to buy the building out from under them, just so that they could level it and put up a new taco hut. And he knew what he was doing.
40 were called advance to the table, grab a little bit of food, and then go back to the Falcon.
Okay. Juice? Anyone?
Is it fresh squeezed?
No. It's concentrate.
No, you've cooked an amazing breakfast. I can't fault you for the juice. Definitely. This is really good. You should definitely have some pinball.
Fine.
I'm not dead.
Yeah, look,
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
dead.
Yeah, so I was saying, usually I don't like to leave witnesses because witnesses are just really bad in the biz, I mean, I'm pretty good about changing my look and personality here and there, so it's very difficult to tell. Good eyes, by the way. She's got a piece of bacon out of her mouth as she does the finger guns to pinball.
The better to shoot you with, and I finger guns her back.
Absolutely. See now that's a professional. That's a professional right there. But as I was saying, normally I would honestly I would just put lethal gas into the system's air filter in this hotel and just make sure that you were all dead, and then probably come in with a filtration system and just slit your throats. Because again, not being sloppy, people survive gas, right? Laszlo, was it? Yeah, people survive gas attacks all the time. So that would be my normal procedures. I know it's a little scorched earth policy, but it's gotten me by this long. But I find myself I'll be honest, I'm in a new town. My previous employers are definitely out to kill me, and I need to lay low. I need some folks that know the lay of the land, could appreciate my particular skill sets. And I mean, you guys seem all right.
And us because I shot your competition in the head and recognized you.
Oh, I completely saw that you weren't aiming for her head. I mean, come on. But I do appreciate it.
Pinball, always misunderstood. So what's the
are
thing
you
you need
okay?
help with?
Oh, for now, I just need a place to lay low. I mean, like the whole thing was supposed to be like a dead drop that I knew about, and it was totally not for my own personal game. There were some really important files that were being smuggled into those pamper boxes that I completely knew about because I read some things I wasn't supposed to before I got burned by my agency. And I was going to try and intercept it before the actual person got there to take it, but they're totally selling our nation's secrets to other countries. It's that whole Gang of Four thing, you know. I mean, I'm sure it was sanctioned by our government, but even so, I didn't think it was right for like our, the newest technology we have to leak that fast. And yeah, sure. In the back of my mind, I thought, well, maybe I could sell it to better people. Not the people they wanted to sell it to, but yeah, of course they're foreign nationals too, but they're better foreign nationals than who they wanted to sell it to. And I absolutely was going to get a better price.
I have a question.
Yeah, Laszlo?
You said it wasn't for personal gain?
Well, I mean,
I
not
don't understand.
initially.
What?
I mean, I was doing it out of a rare bout of patriotism, I guess. Okay, no, I'll be more honest. I was just really mad at the agency, and I was trying to get back at them for burning me and then signing, death warrants and hiring contractors to kill me. I was a little peeved at that.
You're putting a lot of trust in us to not shoot you where you stand now.
Oh, not really. I mean, she kind of pulls down her sleeve and there's like a really big watch thing on her. It's a dead man switch. I've got enough explosives in my body that when my heart stops ticking, it'll take out this whole building and anyone in a quarter-mile range.
See, I know explosions from video games, and that's a load of crap. She may take out this room, but that's about it.
You got me. But it would certainly kill you all.
I don't know. She cooks. I like her.
She
I got no problem with her. You're not going to kill me,
I mean,
right?
that's
So
not
then-
a threat. I mean, I'm just telling you that I've got safety precautions because, I'm not an amateur or anything.
You are. You told me to snipe you in the head from 100 feet away.
Well, I mean, I was just a little peeved at the time, a little emotional. Things weren't going right.
Look, whatever she said, I think she's made up for it with the breakfast she's cooked and the supper she's going to make us tonight.
Well, she explained how the man in the van was a bad man.
It was a very bad man.
She did not explain how the two children in the van were also very bad people.
Children of a bad man? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Apples
sons of
don't
the
fall
father.
far from the trees.
Yeah.
Do you have any apples?
I do. I have. She goes to the freezer. An apple pie. It was.
Oh my God.
I was saving it for later after we came to some kind of agreement.
When did she have time to bake all this?
Oh, I didn't bake this one. This one's pre-made. I just bought it from the bakery down the street.
That makes me feel better.
Do you have ice cream too?
Sadly, no, but I can do wonders with this tofu that you have in here. It'll taste just like ice cream.
See,
Pinball
they
can
did
get
not
more
believe
tofu
me
for you.
about. They did not believe me about the tofu.
I'm sorry I doubted you, Pinball, about the tofu.
Unfortunately, and she looks through your fridge, I can only make the ice cream either mochi flavored, coffee flavored, or jam flavored. Seems to be the only condiments you have. For ice cream.
Coffee, obviously.
Yes. See, I knew you'd come around.
So, look, fellas, can we just let bygones be bygones? Again, you're an interesting crew. You got a great place here. I got to say, Ollivander gave me a great deal on, one of the coffins back here.
I mean, she has yet to pay us money for her security. I mean, that's what I do. I bodyguard people. I shoot people when I'm told to. She has not exchanged any money for me to do these favors for her.
Well, I don't need that. I can pretty much take care of myself. But I was just thinking like a mutual beneficial deal, you know?
If they get you while you're here, you're going to blow us all up.
There is that. I mean, I can't control, like, you know, if you guys kill me, you go boom. But if somebody snipes me from 100 yards, yeah, unfortunately, you all still go boom. It's not really discriminatory.
I mean, you could disarm that, so yes, you do have a say in that.
Well, yes, and there is a way for me to do that, especially Laszlo looks like he's wonderful with a blade there, but I'd like to come to some kind of understanding at first.
Laszlo, did you want to come to some sort of understanding? Like, maybe we could ask her to be a redhead instead?
Wrong character. Wrong character. I mean, she cooks lovely meals. I mean, I have no problem with her. I wasn't on that job.
And look, they
Fine.
really were very bad men. I mean, this whole thing was like, you know, Gang of Four kind of. I'm just trying to be a good citizen here. Unfortunately, those plans weren't in that particular box of diapers. I'm thinking it was the right salesman, wrong box. So I'm going to need to get the right box from the salesman. I mean, I've got his address. I was planning to go over and murder him and go through the stock. But, you know, it might be easier if we just talk to the guy. I mean, I don't know if he actually knows what's in those boxes or if he's just buying them in bulk and they get slid to him. Whatever the case is, it was the wrong box, and it was the only box he had for sale. But I know he has them. Maybe he's got kids and he kept it for himself. I don't know, but the information is in that box. And
I mean, I'm hearing a lot of we here.
Well, I mean, look, I left my employment with the agency and I might have absconded with some discretionary funds that I have access to. I mean, it's not on me, of course, because, you know, you just shoot me and take it. No. But I have access to some funds that they'll never know that's gone missing. It's an account like petty cash, right? Like no one ever checks petty cash. You know, it's there when you need it. You throw a few bucks here and there. I can get into that account. We need to actually go to that military base. It's just over the island over there, because they got their own local network, and I got to be in the network to get access to it. But there's a fair amount of money.
The military base now?
Oh yeah, you know, just up there. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, there was another guy causing trouble at the mall, also from the military base.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it's locked down. I mean, they let people go in and get in and on the base all the time. I mean, they've got contractors that do cleaning. They've got contractors for like the cafeteria. I mean, people can get in there easy enough. It's not even illegal.
40, you remember the guy with the suitcase?
Yes.
He got picked up by the guys in the Jeep from the military base.
Oh, I didn't. Was that the same night? I didn't see them. It was totally had nothing to do with me. It's a separate thing, I'm sure.
Nothing. Are you sure?
No, really. I didn't even know they were there until you said something about it.
Are you sure it wasn't some game of telephone where he had the files that was to go hand to the diaper salesman that was eventually going to be intercepted by you?
I am within one deviation of certainty that they were supposed to be in a box of Pamper brand Pampers with the elastic edging, butterfly style, circa 2042.
I don't suppose I could roll human perception or something to see whether she's just crazy.
Absolutely. Nice. I was going to set this at a 21, being very rough. 22. She's manic. She's probably on drugs that are keeping her awake. She like looking at her eyes, seeing her pupils. She's been strung out for several days, probably to keep her awake. They're not recreational drugs. You're thinking like the kind of drugs that soldiers take to keep going in the field. And she's the way she's talking. It's all like she's been awake long enough that there are no filters in her brain. Likely everything she's telling you is true. And she's just running on this.
Well, I mean, I guess I believe what she is saying. That's. I mean,
I
you
mean,
you all dealt with her while I didn't, so I do not know whether you trust her more than I do or whatever.
Go ahead,
don't
Michael.
So let me state back what I think you said, because I missed some of this over the crunchy bacon.
Sure. Butter? Oh, well, tofu flavored butter.
You need to go to the hamper salesman to get the Dropbox.
Yeah, I completely know where his warehouse is and his private residence.
Do you need to go to the military base to sell those, or just to get the information the funds?
Oh no, that's just to get you money if you require money. That's all. Like I said, I know this account. I've got the number. I got the password, but I got to be on either that. Excuse me. That military installation is networked into that account. So if I get on that base, I can get into their network and I can distribute the funds. Corporate headquarters of a few different places would work as well. It's just the closest and most easiest to get to. But I don't need that. That's just if you guys need some funds to help me out.
All right. And how much of a score do you think you're going to get from the files we're going to get from the pantry sale?
Well, like I said, I was doing it out of just patriotic concern at first. But then I realized that I could probably sell it to another buyer. I don't have one lined up, mind you, but it is like the cutting edge military technology and hardware that our country hasn't told really anyone about. It's like the black budget or black book stuff that they're still working on. And there were a lot of like interested places that really, really want that information. And I'm sure we could sell it to somebody. But it wasn't my intent to resell it.
Let's continue to be honest here. Would you actually trust us if we did not receive payments?
It depends. Are you the patriotic store?
We're not
No.
part of the United States.
So no, then
We're from
you would require a large amount of funding, I would assume. And then there's a better than 50% odd that even if after I paid you, if someone paid you more, you'd probably still rat me out or kill me or something like that. So money itself isn't a guarantee either, but the odds are better.
Hey.
Yeah?
I have a reputation to maintain, Nancy. You can't buy reputation.
Well, you
for a low
can
cost.
actually. Yeah, well, yeah. There we go.
I mean, if I am to be bought, they will be setting me up for life and my children. So,
I think that's
let's go ahead and get into this position so I can be rich for my inevitable betrayal that my ethics will not allow me to do because they probably will try to lowball me.
Well,
and then
again,
I'll have to kill them.
this is a petty cash account that I have access to, and it's certainly enough EBs to go around for probably a few years of living for all of you at a decent lifestyle. But you're not going to be like wealthy, rich, or anything. It's not like you're going to be able to buy a ride to an orbital and live in the space stations or anything. But you'll have a pretty good life, and it's really all that I can offer. Or we can all just go boom now. And I got to say, my heartbeat's a little irregular. I've been awake for like 6 days. And that might happen anyway. So can we come to some kind of agreement where you don't just kill me outright and we all die?
I say let's try it. What have we got to lose?
about this.
Say that again, Michael.
How about this? You take a much needed nap, and then you give us the directions to the salesman. Once we have confirmed there are files, we will see about how much Ollivander gives us and split it 6 ways. After which, you will take us to the military base so you can get the funds to pay us for our services.
That's a good start. I also need help kind of just laying low for a while because, like I said, there's probably paid assassins that are trying to kill me, and then of course the agency wants me dead as well. And the person that you shot in the head, I'm sure they work for another agency that probably also wants me dead. And hey, you killed her. They probably want you dead too, Pinball. But I think starting with a nap is a great and excellent idea. Here's the address, and she actually just writes on the refrigerator door with a marker.
Hey, stop leaving evidence in plain view.
It's not a permanent. Oh, yes, it is. That's the warehouse. He lives a block up in 16B. Oh, sorry. I'll obscure it. 18B. But you're going to go to 16B. So that's where he lives. And these cubicles have remarkably good locks in them. So I think I am going to take that nap. Secure in the fact that unless you decide to blow up the building, you're not going to be able to shoot or kill me in the cubicle. So enjoy the breakfast.
Thank you. It's beautiful. It tastes so good. Thank you. Yeah.
Wide circle as she goes towards the hallway.
Right. Yeah, she goes off to the cubicles. She gives in, basically it's the one that's to the left and 2 over from 40. So 40, you're the closest one to hers. She slides in. You see the window go opaque.
So start sweeping for bugs. See where she put them.
Chicken blender, chicken freezer.
Does anybody want to actually do that?
Yeah.
Checking for bombs too.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and give me perception rolls for those that don't have tech skills. If you have tech skills, that will give you a better percentage.
All right.
If you have a tech skill, it is a 13. If you do not have a tech skill, it is a 15.
That sucks so bad.
Oh wow, 40. You're just distracted by the bacon.
I do love actual meat.
Yes.
Nothing like seafood, but you know.
Pinball, yeah. You rolled perception, so that still makes it. Marius, you have tech skills, or you rolled perception?
I rolled perception. How do I know if I have? I don't think I have tech skills. I have interface. That's my skill.
Yeah, that won't do it. There's nothing electronically hooked in, so you're not going to find anything. Pinball, you do find something, but it's a little odd. It's not what you expected. She did leave behind a recording device, but it's very distinctly old school. It's a little micro cassette recorder that she just left on, and it clicked the record button and just left it in one of your bookcases and just left it recording there.
I sigh and then I reach in to pick it up and turn it off, but then I freeze and I'm like, wait a minute, this could be an explosive device.
It's a little light, it's a little small, so if it is an explosive, it's a very small explosive.
I mean, if it's full of C4, it's big enough.
Just
if I detonated it in my hand.
Yes, it would at least take your hand off.
It looks like it's actually functioning.
Yes, it is. Right now, you can see the spools moving. It is recording.
All right. So found Nancy's recording device, or at least the ones that I could find. I take it out, place it on the counter. I leave it recording.
Okay.
So Nancy, hello. You're going to listen to this later, hopefully. We are discussing about what we're going to do. Everybody's eating, and apparently if you pay us and feed us, we will comply with your every wish.
I think 40 is the big skeptical holdout.
40 sets her pocket amp right next to it.
Okay.
It's on a song with a lot of drums.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Oh, you transfer over your latest...
louder than she should be.
Right, yep.
It's painful to people at the table.
Yeah.
You put on your latest cut track, transfer it to the tape.
Okay. So we're at time, but I want to get everybody's take. So I'm just going to go around. We'll start with Elena. What are Elena's thoughts?
Pretty much just going to go with what the others go with. She's not really.
Okay, let's do this as kind of
Obviously.
like the TV trope as a confessional. So it camera cuts to Elena on a comfy couch with a cup of soy coffee, and so Elena says,
I wasn't really paying that much attention. You know, she fed me. That seemed good enough. We've got things that apparently there's things that plans and stuff over there. I've got to make rent for the month. Yeah, let's see what happens.
"Okay." 40 is on the same couch, different color, plate of chocolate chip cookies, still hot from the oven, and a cup of milk. And 40 says,
I still don't trust her. I just got to figure out how to get her walk far enough in front of us for when Pinball shoots her in the back of the head.
Marius is on a purple couch, mirror with a line of Coke and a straw in his hand, and says,
Did you try that bacon? That is the best bacon I've ever had.
Laszlo is in a lab. He's got his scalpel out. He's already done the Y incision with the person's opened up, and he's got a ham sandwich in the other hand and says,
Guaranteed not human. And then I've never seen her do any of these nasty things the others have been talking about. She seems okay at the moment. I mean, I'd rather keep her close than further away, so she can come at us from wherever. So hey,
Pinball is shoot in the middle of a shootout in a VR game that he's playing as the camera pulls in tight to his face and says,
Well, you know, I'm a professional. Pop, 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 pop. As I duck behind some cover, return fire. And as long as I get paid, it does not really matter, even though she's very being unprofessional of coming into our home to make these offers. But if the pay is good, Pinball is there. And I reaches up and just like hoses down a row of enemies trying to creep up on them in the game.
Nice. All right. So yeah, the episode ends with that, the last confessional. Anybody got anything they want to plug? Richard, are you back to streaming your gameplay yet?
not yet, I'm afraid, but you can watch me when I do that eventually at LMTDTMFFO. Or is that with me now?
Limited time offer.
No vowels.
No vowels. Nice. Jameis, anything going on your blogs? Anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, well, still got stuff happening. Movies keep coming out. I have other thoughts, and yeah, it's all on my blog. If you want to go read that.
Yes. And I believe that Michael, Kelly, and Steven are all internet black holes that are hidden and obscured from the world.
That is right. I can make other podcast recommendations, but that's about it.
All right. Who do you want to plug?
Let's start with Fandible. They're a good tried and true
amazing.
podcast. Still running, and they got a variety of shows. They're broken up a little bit by distance these days, but they still get together as often as they can.
Yes, I have not listened to them in a month, but I usually keep up with them as well. It's good stuff.
It's been a
Definitely
few
good stuff.
years since I last Fandibled.
Mhm. All right.
Well, you got a lot to catch up on it.
It's just us talking to each other right now on Twitch, so hopefully people will catch this on the VOD. We will not raid anyone tonight, so let's just say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.